Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. So in this video I'm going to explain to all the UITM students about the EMSA project. So this is my window overview for the Arduino project. So the first step that you might want to consider is basically go to your control panel and uninstall everything. This is to make sure that we are going to solve all the error with regard to the uploading of the code into our board. So during my investigation and also exploration, I may suggest all of you to uninstall it first and then install it back your latest Arduino IDE. So this is what I'm going to do now. So perhaps you can also follow it through, and then we are going to download the new firmware and also the required library. So when trying to uninstalling everything about the Arduino IDE, let us go to our GitHub page. So the reason of going to this GitHub page of my particular repository is basically to get the holistic idea about what we need to do and the library that we need to install. So let us see about it. Okay, after quite some time, the uninstallation process is successfully done, and then you need to remove the Arduino folder by your own. So usually the Arduino folder are going to be located at your document or download. Yeah, it depends on your working directory. So this is my working directory. If I go to the Arduino over here, I can see the library that are already being installed. But because I'm using the PC and also I'm running the PC inside the Macintosh, and therefore this is my newly installed Arduino IDE. Okay, for those who are already uninstalled everything inside your computer, the next step is basically go to the Arduino.cc and then proceed with the download of your Arduino IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So you can download the latest version. You can just go over here into the Arduino software, and then you can proceed to download the legacy version. Okay, so this is the legacy version. I'm going to download as a zip file. Okay, window app, window zip. So let me try with this. Okay, and then just go for the click just download. If you want to contribute, you can do so. Okay guys, ladies and gentlemen, so the download is already done. So I'm going to extract the folder of Arduino IDE inside my window over here. Just proceed with the extract all and then extract everything into the download folder. Okay, you can just go for extraction and then wait for a while until the zip file is already extracting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now I have extracting my Arduino folder. So this is the Arduino 1.8.19 for Windows. So I'm going to proceed for the installation. So I'm just going to click the application over here. The application was configured to be used in a bundle of Java runtime environment, but the runtime is missing or corrupted. Then I can also go for okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just download the version over here. So what I choose is basically the legacy IDE 1.8.19, which is this one. The Win7 or newer, which is the exe file. So this is my installer. So I'm going to run as the administrator, as you can see over here. So I'm going to install it now. Okay, and then proceed with agreeing everything associated with the installation. So the program file are going to be allocated here at the folder name as Arduino. So I'm going to click the install button over there. So we have to wait for a while until the installation process is finished. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, while waiting the installation process to be finished, you can just go to the Google search and then search for the GitHub repository for Kajidataonline. You can just go over here and then type GitHub, followed by name of the channel, which is the Kajidataonline. So just proceed over there. You are going to observe our repository, which is the Kajidataonline Ismail Sa'do. You can just click this link, the first search, and then proceed with the repository. And then under here you can see the UITM_EMSA is one of the important repository for you to copy and then follow it through the chapter by chapter that already mentioned in this tutorial. So you also have the opportunity to observe the video with regard to the installations of the hardware. And this particular video we are going to focus more on the latest code, which is dated as 30 of April 2023. So after waiting for quite some times, then you can see over here the installations is already done. We are going to observe the Arduino IDE after this. Please bear in mind, after finish all the installations of the new Arduino IDE, and then you can proceed to install all the required library. So I'm going to share with you how to install all the library together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see over here, the Arduino setup is complete. You can just click the close button over here and our IDE is available to be used. So you can position your icon accordingly. So I'm going to also show with you the document over here. Inside the document we got the libraries, and then we got some libraries that are already being installed. Please bear in mind that your compositions of the folder might be differ from my folder. This is because I run two simultaneous OS in my MacBook. So after that, after you already successfully install everything, you can go to the Ismail Sa'do GitHub repository. You can install the RTC by Makuna, MQ Unified Sensor, Adafruit, Adafruit SSD, Adafruit PM25, ThinkSpeak, and also Wi-Fi Manager. But Wi-Fi Manager are not going to be used in this case. So let us open the Arduino IDE. So make sure that your COM port is already detecting your ESP32. Otherwise, you are not able to communicate effectively with your module. Therefore, you can also install the driver over here named as CP2102. So the CP2102 driver is basically a driver that are going to be used to communicate via the serial communication of your laptop or computer to your ESP. So you can click over here, CP210X USB to UART bridge, and then you can install according to your suitable operating system. So you can go over here, download, you can install accordingly. You can download accordingly and then install for your own purposes. So in the same time, let us just observe my Arduino IDE. So it's actually doing some sort of preparation of the board. So on the other side, this is my operating system for Macintosh. So I already verify the new program or the new sketch that already been shared inside the GitHub repository. You can just copy and paste and then change this following information. So the first information is your username. The second information is your password. The next one is the channel ID that you obtain from the IoT ThinkSpeak name as ThinkSpeak website, and then another one is the API write key. So you need to have these four information, and then this four information is not similar among all of you. So make sure you change all this. So you can find out the latest code is actually share inside the GitHub repository over here, dated 30 April. So you can just go over here. Latest code is 30 April. You can follow it through by opening up the link over there, and then you can just go for the Control C, and then you can highlight everything, so you can paste it, or you can just use the new sketch over here, file, followed by the new sketch, and then you can just copy everything and then paste accordingly. So make sure you are going to update these 4 information, which is your username, your password, your channel ID, and then your API write key. After doing that, you can verify your sketch. In this case, because this is newly installed, therefore there are some error with regard to the installation process, because I did not install the library first. So let me also install it together with you. So this is my folder named as Arduino. So I'm going to relocate my folder accordingly. So let me just go over here. I got the document Arduino, and then I'm going to create a new folder. So inside this folder, I'm going to name as a suitable folder name for our project, UITM project 23. Okay, and then inside this, I'm going to name the sketch as final 1, final 30 APR 23. Okay, so this is the sketch that we are going to install. After doing so, make sure you after uninstall it and then install it back, make sure you check everything with regard to the board, with regard to the installations of the board, tools and everything, as mentioned in the chapter 1 of the GitHub repository. You can also refer to the link descriptions of this video for more information of the previously set up of your Arduino IDE. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the example of the verification process of that newly available sketch. But before you can upload it, make sure that you are going to setting up your RTC or real-time clock. Just go over here, File, Example, and then go for the RTC by Makuna. So I'm going to install, or I'm going to setting up my RTC first. So this is the first step. After you copy everything from the GitHub over here, and then make sure you paste it and then verify, or save it first and then verify. And then after that, please go to the RTC by Makuna and then upload accordingly. So this is the primary step to setting up your RTC or real-time clock, to make sure that your real-time clock can be used according to the suitable time and date setting up by your computer time and date. Therefore, it's going to be remembered, and then you can straight away use the time and date that are already being recorded by your RTC into your main sketch. So remember, the DS23231 is only for setting up your RTC module. Okay, you just have to wait for a while. So this is the example of the compilation using the Arduino IDE, same but different OS or different view, just to give you an idea. Okay, so I'm going to reset back. So I got the problem over here because of the selections of the COM port is not being selected well, because I'm using the 2 different OS or operating system. Therefore, sometimes they have some conflict for each other. So let me just try to compile it back and then upload the code again. So just wait. Okay, connecting, and then I'm going to press the boot button over there. Just press the boot button until the writing status. Okay, the writing status is also not available. So after this, if you have some problem like this, remember to unplug your USB and then plug it back, and then please try to redo it again by enabling the boot button, or press the EN button during the writing. Okay, this one, connecting. I'm going to press the enable button. Okay, cannot also. I'm going to press the reset button. Okay, cannot also. So one of the issue over here is because I'm using 2 different OS, and therefore this thing are going to be happen. So let me just choose back. So the CP210 USB dongle are going to be connected to my Mac, and therefore I'm going to send back. So now the Mac are going to be connected to my ESP32. Your computer might not have the similar setting like my computer because you do not have the two different OS running at the same time. So please disregard this kind of procedure. You can just focus on the example of this screen. Okay, just wait for a while until the compilation is finished. But the process is same. We need to make sure that we set the RTC first. After we setting up our RTC, then we can upload our main sketch. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just have a quick update for you. As I mentioned to you before in our previous class, when you try to upload, please disconnect your what we call it as the RX or TX cable or wire from your PMS sensor or your particle measurement sensor. So I'm going to re-upload it again. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so the sketch is successfully uploaded with the new sketch with regard to the setting up of the time and date. So now I have the same time, approximately similar, but delay a few milliseconds, but it's quite acceptable at this moment. So the next one, I need to close my RTC sketch. So remember, the first thing just now I said, you go to my GitHub and then follow by the latest code 30 April and then open this one, copy everything. After you copy everything, then paste inside a new sketch over here. Just go to the file, new, and then save the new sketch. Update this 4 information. After you update all the 4 informations, make sure you verify as I shown to you in this video, and then remember to configure your RTC first using the example name as the RTC by Makuna, followed by the DS3231 underscore simple. After you are already finished setting up your RTC by Makuna, and then you can open your serial monitor just to double check whether the date and time is good or not. So now the date and time is good, followed by the uploading of your updated sketch. So in this sketch, basically they are going to connect the Wi-Fi of my router inside my house, and then after that they are going to record also the data inside the SD card, and then they are going to send the data into the ThinkSpeak IoT cloud. Okay, so in the same time I may want to open my ThinkSpeak account so that you can see the live condition. So the important trick here that I'm going to share with you at this particular moment is basically, please do uninstall your Arduino IDE and then setting it back at the normal condition if you have so many difficulty with regard to setting it up, because this is what I did before when I have the difficulty of installing and also uploading the code into my ESP board. What I did is basically I uninstall everything, but before that, of course, I need to copy a certain sketch that already been used before. The main idea here is to remove the Arduino IDE and after that install it into the fresh one. So I think my problem is because I have 2 OS or operating system, and therefore they have some conflicting mechanism that are not able to upload the correct code. Okay, so we just wait for a while until the compilation and uploading finish. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the example of my ThinkSpeak account. At the moment, the data is not being updated because it's no connection at all. But now you can see the uploading is done. The writing speed is particularly very useful at this moment. Alright, and then inside my meter now, it's already indicate the AQ meter. If you go to the serial monitor also, you are going to see the same thing, but you have the error with regard to your PMS. Remember to reattach back the cable that are going to be connected at your RX pin. Okay. Remember to do that. Okay, after I connect everything, so the data are going to be displayed on my OLED display, and then the data are going to be created and appended automatically every 15 seconds. and if you want to double check, you can just double check with your data over here. So I really hope this about 20 minutes video are going to give you some idea about what you need to do in ensuring that you are successfully upload. So far, based on my experience just now, there are some of your friends already successfully perform this kind of task, and hopefully all of you can do that also. With that, I need to end the video now. You can try by your own. Remember to do some sort of adjustment. The first one, maybe you can uninstall everything of your Arduino IDE and then install it back. Similar also with any libraries that are not available over there. Just try your best to do it so. And if you have some difficulty, please do comment. For those who are having the problem with regard to the failing of the appending the message, perhaps in my exploration and investigation just now, I can see that one of the main reasons is because of the losing connection. So perhaps you can replace the cable that are being connected to your SD card, and hopefully it's going to be work perfectly fine after that. Alright, I really hope that this example is very useful to all of you. And now the data is already being logged into my SD card, and the data also are going to be sent into the IoT clouds under the ThinkSpeak server. And in the next video, we are going to learn how to capture the data that are already inside the ThinkSpeak into our Google Sheet for our dashboard creation. Thank you very much. If you got any problem, please do comment, like, and share. Bye-bye, and see you again. Assalamualaikum.